Planet Earth teems with life. From the smallest microbes to the largest whales, life has conquered every corner of our planet. Have you ever wondered how this incredible diversity came to be? How did life begin? And how did it evolve into the fascinating array of plants, animals, fungi, and microorganisms we see today? This is the story of life on Earth, an epic journey spanning billions of years. Our journey begins billions of years ago when Earth was a very different place. It was a hot, volcanic world with a toxic atmosphere, yet from this primordial soup, the first sparks of life emerged. These early life forms were simple, single-celled organisms, but they were the ancestors of all living things on Earth. Over countless generations, life diversified and evolved. Simple cells gave rise to more complex cells. Single-celled organisms evolved into multicellular life forms. Eventually, plants colonized the land, followed by animals. The oceans became teeming with fish, some of which evolved into amphibians, the first vertebrates to walk on land. The evolution of life on Earth is a testament to the power of adaptation and natural selection. Over millions of years, life has overcome countless challenges and transformed our planet. Understanding this journey is crucial to appreciating the interconnectedness of all living things and our place in the grand scheme of life. Imagine a time when Earth was young, a hot and volatile world constantly bombarded by asteroids. The atmosphere was thick with volcanic gases and liquid water was just beginning to form oceans. It was in this harsh environment that life somehow emerged. But how did life arise from non-living matter? This is one of the biggest questions in science, and there are two main hypotheses. The first is the primordial soup hypothesis. This idea suggests that life began in shallow pools of water on early Earth. These pools, rich in simple organic molecules, were like a warm soup where the building blocks of life could assemble. Lightning strikes and ultraviolet radiation from the sun provided the energy for these molecules to react and form more complex structures, eventually leading to the first cells. Another compelling idea is the hydrothermal vent hypothesis. Deep beneath the ocean's surface, hydrothermal vents spew hot, mineral-rich water from the Earth's core. These vents support unique ecosystems even today. Scientists believe that similar vents on early Earth could have provided the energy and chemical building blocks necessary for life to begin. While the exact location and process of life's origin remain a mystery, these hypotheses provide plausible scenarios for how life could have arisen from non-living matter. The transition from simple organic molecules to self-replicating, living cells was a momentous event, marking the beginning of life's epic journey. The first life forms on Earth were single-celled organisms called prokaryotes. These simple cells lacked a nucleus, the control center found in more complex cells. They were also incredibly small, much smaller than the period at the end of this sentence. Yet, these tiny organisms were remarkably successful. They thrived in the primordial oceans, their populations growing and diversifying. For billions of years, prokaryotes were the only life forms on Earth. They shaped the planet's atmosphere and paved the way for the evolution of more complex life. One of the most significant events in Earth's history was the Great Oxidation Event, which occurred around 2.4 billion years ago. This event was caused by the evolution of a new type of prokaryote cyanobacteria. Cyanobacteria, also known as blue-green algae, developed the remarkable ability to perform photosynthesis. This process, which uses sunlight to convert carbon dioxide and water into sugar and oxygen, had a profound impact on Earth's atmosphere. As cyanobacteria thrived, they released vast amounts of oxygen as a byproduct of photosynthesis. This influx of oxygen was toxic to many early life forms, causing a major extinction event. However, it also paved the way for the evolution of organisms that could use oxygen for respiration, a much more efficient way to generate energy. The Great Oxidation Event was a turning point in the history of life, setting the stage for the evolution of more complex life forms. The next major milestone in the evolution of life was the emergence of eukaryotic cells. These cells, which are much larger and more complex than prokaryotes, possess a true nucleus that encloses their DNA. Eukaryotic cells also have other specialized structures called organelles, which perform specific functions within the cell. These include mitochondria, the powerhouses of the cell, and chloroplasts, which carry out photosynthesis in plant cells. But how did eukaryotic cells evolve from simpler prokaryotic ancestors? The prevailing theory is the endosymbiotic theory. This theory proposes that mitochondria and chloroplasts were once free-living prokaryotes that were engulfed by larger prokaryotic cells. Instead of being digested, these engulfed prokaryotes formed a mutually beneficial relationship with their hosts. The host cell provided protection and nutrients, while the engulfed prokaryotes provided energy, or in the case of chloroplasts, the ability to photosynthesize. Over time, this symbiotic relationship became so intertwined that the engulfed prokaryotes evolved into permanent organelles within the host cell. The evolution of eukaryotic cells was a pivotal event in life's history. It led to a dramatic increase in the complexity and diversity of life on Earth. All multicellular organisms, including plants, animals, fungi, are composed of eukaryotic cells. Without the evolution of these remarkable cells, complex life as we know it would not exist. Section 5. The rise of many cells. For billions of years, life on Earth consisted solely of single-celled organisms. Then something extraordinary happened. Cells began to cooperate and live together, eventually forming multicellular organisms. This transition from single cells to multicellular life was a major evolutionary leap, paving the way for the incredible diversity of life we see today. The exact process by which multicellularity evolved is still a subject of scientific investigation. One hypothesis suggests that groups of identical cells began to stick together, forming colonies. Over time, these colonies evolved specialized cells that performed different tasks, leading to the development of tissues and organs. Another hypothesis proposes that multicellularity arose from single cells that divided but did not fully separate, resulting in a cluster of interconnected cells. Regardless of how it occurred, the emergence of multicellular life had profound consequences for the evolution of life on Earth. The Cambrian explosion, which began around 540 million years ago, marked a dramatic increase in the diversity and complexity of multicellular life. During this period, a remarkable array of new body plans and adaptations emerged. Scientists believe that several factors contributed to the Cambrian explosion, including an increase in oxygen levels in the oceans and the evolution of new genes that controlled development. Section 6. From water to land and sky. Life began in the oceans, and for billions of years the seas were the cradle of evolution. However, about 500 million years ago, life began a daring transition, the conquest of land. The first pioneers to leave the water were plants, their evolution driven by the abundance of sunlight and the absence of competition for resources on land. The evolution of amphibians marked a pivotal moment in the history of life on Earth. These creatures, descended from lobe-finned fish, were the first vertebrates to venture onto land. Amphibians possess several adaptations for life on land, including lungs for breathing air and limbs for supporting their body weight. However, they were still tied to water for reproduction, as their eggs lacked a protective shell and dried out quickly in the air. The evolution of reptiles from amphibian ancestors freed animals from their dependence on water. Reptiles possessed several key adaptations for life on land, including waterproof skin, internal fertilization, and amniotic eggs. Amniotic eggs, with their protective shells and internal membranes, allowed reptiles to lay their eggs on land, a crucial adaptation for colonizing drier environments. The reign of the dinosaurs, which lasted for over 180 million years, was a testament to the success of reptiles. These magnificent creatures evolved into a wide variety of forms, from the gigantic long-necked sauropods to the fearsome Tyrannosaurus rex. Birds, with their feathers, wings, and remarkable ability to fly, evolved from theropod dinosaurs. Section 7. The story of us. Humans, with our intelligence, curiosity, and capacity for culture, represent a unique branch in the tree of life. But we are also products of evolution, sharing a common ancestor with all other living things on Earth. Our story begins millions of years ago in the forests of Africa, with the evolution of the first primates. Primates, including monkeys, apes, and humans, share several characteristics, including grasping hands and feet, forward-facing eyes for depth perception, and relatively large brains. The first primates were small arboreal creatures that lived in trees. Over time, some primate lineages evolved larger body sizes and adapted to life on the ground. The evolutionary lineage leading to humans diverged from that of our closest living relatives, chimpanzees and bonobos, between 6 and 8 million years ago. Early hominins, as these human ancestors are known, were bipedal, meaning they walked upright on two legs. Bipedalism freed the hands for other tasks, such as carrying food and using tools. Over millions of years, the hominin lineage underwent significant evolutionary changes. Brain size increased dramatically, particularly in the genus Homo. Homo habilis, one of the earliest members of our genus, was the first hominin to make and use stone tools. Homo erectus, which evolved around 1.8 million years ago, was the first hominin to migrate out of Africa, spreading to Asia and Europe. Homo sapiens, our own species, emerged in Africa around 300,000 years ago. We are characterized by our large brains, complex language, and sophisticated tool use. Section 8. Organizing life's diversity. With such a vast array of life forms on Earth, scientists have developed a system of classification to organize and understand the diversity of life. This hierarchical system, like a set of nested boxes, groups organisms based on shared characteristics and evolutionary relationships. The broadest level of classification is the domain. There are 3 domains of life: bacteria, archaea, and eukarya. Bacteria and archaea are both prokaryotes, single-celled organisms that lack a nucleus. However, they differ in their genetic makeup and biochemistry. Eukarya includes all eukaryotic organisms, from single-celled protists to multicellular plants, animals, and fungi. Within each domain are kingdoms which further divide life into major groups. While there is some debate among scientists about the exact number of kingdoms, a common system recognizes 5 monera, prokaryotes, protista, mostly single-celled eukaryotes, fungi, plantae, and animalia. Each kingdom is further divided into phyla, classes, orders, families, genera, and finally species. A species is generally defined as a group of organisms that can interbreed and produce fertile offspring. The scientific name of an organism consists of its genus and species, such as Homo sapiens for humans. The classification of life is not a static system, but is constantly being refined as scientists learn more about the evolutionary relationships among organisms. New technologies, such as DNA sequencing, have revolutionized our understanding of life's history and have led to revisions in the classification system. Section 9. Life's Grand Tapestry. The journey of life on Earth, from its humble beginnings to the remarkable diversity we see today, is a testament to the power of evolution. Through the processes of natural selection, adaptation, and sheer chance, life has transformed our planet and given rise to an awe-inspiring array of organisms. Understanding evolution and classification is crucial for appreciating the interconnectedness of all living things. We are all part of a grand tapestry of life, connected by billions of years of shared ancestry. As we continue to explore the natural world, we uncover new species, new ecosystems, and new insights into the history of life on Earth. The study of life is an ongoing adventure, full of wonder, discovery, and a profound appreciation for the intricate web of life that surrounds us. By understanding our place in this web, we can better appreciate the importance of preserving biodiversity and ensuring the health of our planet for generations to come.